Hi, I'm John Hazzard, and for me, it's all about food. Today I want to show you an avocado and plantain salsa. An amazing salsa I learned about maybe 2 years ago. I was living in Jamaica, working with two wonderful, talented sisters, Michelle and Susan Russo, and they taught me this avocado and plantain salsa, which I also want to share with you. I fell in love with it since that time, and it's a very simple salsa to make, but it's also very tasty. And today I want to serve it with a bit of, I have some plantain I found in the fridge, and I also found some sweet potato as well too, so I'm going to serve it with some sweet potato and plantain chips, and I'm going to have that for dinner tonight along with some other stuff I'm making for dinner. But I wanted to show you how to make this avocado and plantain salsa, so I'm just going to kind of run through the ingredients with you now. So the ingredients for the avocado and plantain salsa, we're going to use sweet potato and plantain. Again, it's plantain, but this one is green plantain instead, and we're going to use this to make some chips. And then for the salsa, we're going to have plantain, which is ripe plantain. We're going to have avocado. Lime is so important. It really brings out the flavor. And when you make a salsa, you have to have lime. We have some jalapeno peppers, also red and yellow bell pepper. I found a piece of red onion in the fridge, which we're going to use, and a piece of tomato, which we'll use as well too. And of course, we're going to season it with some salt and some pepper. This is coriander powder, cumin powder. We have basil leaves. We have cilantro leaves, which everybody knows I love cilantro. And of course, we're also going to add some olive oil to it as well. So that's how we're going to go ahead and make that's the ingredients basically for our avocado and plantain salsa. So I'm going to go ahead now and start to assemble this dish so you can see how it's all made. So we're going to start first with our chips. I'm just going to check, we're going to first take the sweet potato. Just want to get the setting for this on the Japanese mandolin. I think I can slice this a little bit thicker. Do a few slices of these. We can go a little thicker with this. That one might be a little too thick. Let's just get the right size. Yeah, so that's good. Okay. Good, so we have some nice sweet potato chips here, which I'm going to put into this bowl. So we're going to fry these up. These are going to fry up. We're also going to get some plantain chips as well too. That might be a little too thick. Just going to make that a little thinner. I'm just going to cut this in half and make a short chip, but I'll have more control of it. Yeah, that's going well. Good, that's going well. Good. So this is green plantain we're using here. So I'm just going to put this green plantain in here. And dispose of this one. I can keep this. And I think, you know what, let's just see if I can do another one here. Right, I think that should be good. So the other thing we're going to do as well too is with our plantain, we also need to fry this as well. Just going to take off the ends here. And I think with this amount of plantain we can probably do about maybe 3/4. We keep this one back. Take your knife, and I normally just make a cut along the plantain in this way. Kind of a vertical cut. And that way it allows me to be able to peel the plantain easily. So just peel this back really well. Get rid of the skin, and then I'm just going to cut this plantain, and we're going to dice it actually, but we have to slice it first to dice it. So I'm going to cut this here in 4 slices, and then we're now going to dice this now all the way through. So we dice it this size. And we're gonna fry this first frying gives us a nice, beautiful flavor. So I'm going to deep fat fry this first and allow this to cool while we make our avocado salsa. And then once we add the plantain to it, it becomes the avocado and plantain salsa. So I think we have enough plantain there. So we're going to put this in here. And we're going to take this over to our fry area. I have a pot on the stove heated with some oil, and we're going to go ahead and fry this stuff off. Let's just clean off our tools. We'll go ahead and fry this off. So we're going to take these over now to the stove, and we're going to fry these off first, and then we're going to come back and make our avocado salsa. So I have my oil heated, and what I advise you do is to get a thermometer. And normally we want to have the oil to at least about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I find with these sweet potatoes, I tend to have to fry them a bit hotter, like around 400, 450. So that's about 450 there. So I'm going to go ahead and add these first and get these all fried up, because I find the texture of these require hotter oil. If these were the white sweet potatoes as opposed to the orange, I would go like at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So just going to drop these in here and fry these up quickly. Just going to lower this down a bit. Yep. So we're frying these sweet potatoes. Well, they're frying really well. And this is great. I wanted this oil to be really hot to fry these particular ones. Yeah, great. Oil's ready. And then also too, what I have as well is I have a bit of some Calypso salt, which I made sometime before, and I'm gonna actually also season these as well. If you don't make a spice mix, you can also just season with some salt, but you want to do it as soon as they come up from the deep fat fryer. Give them a bit, a hit with that salt. So this is the little Calypso rub mix. I'll leave the recipe for you as well. So let's just take these ones out. So this is nice and golden brown. Yep, looking great. Looking quite gorgeous. So let's just take this one out as well. That's finished. Put that there. We're just going to continue to fry these up quickly, these sweet potatoes, and then I'm going to fry the plantain. So drop this all in. And then what we do is we take the salt, and I'm just going to season the sweet potatoes with it right away. So it retains that beautiful flavor, seasoned. And these ones we're going to fry, these are frying it really beautifully as well. So I'm just moving this all around because I don't want it to burn or anything of that nature. Basically, the chips are really nice and crispy. And the way to store these would be, of course, once they're fully cooled, you want to store these in an airtight container with a lid on top. Prevents air from getting in and getting them soft. So these ones here look finished. I'm going to put these here. Some of these here are finished as well. These smaller ones are finished. Oh great, these are looking great. That one is almost finished. Good. What we're going to do now is to fry the plantain chips. So I'm going to drop these in as well. Fry these up quickly too. So we're frying everything, and then we're going to be making the beautiful avocado salsa with plantain, which is, I just enjoy the salsa. It's really phenomenal in its taste. So again, I'm going to just take some of the same salt and just sprinkle on these here. I'm going to push these a bit to a side so I can have some room for my plantain, but give a bit more salt. That's nice. Put that there. And let's just move these around. So I kind of move them around a bit because I don't want them to stick together. And normally when you're putting these in, sometimes you might have like a deep fat fryer with a basket. You want to remove the basket from the fryer generally when you're frying things like chips, and you want to drop them in individually. Because if you put them all in the basket and drop the basket in, there's not enough room around in the basket for them to move around, and they tend to stick together. But you want them to be separate, so it's always advisable, which is what I do. I take the basket out from the deep fat fryer and I drop these chips in individually, and that way they don't stick together, And you have all these nice beautiful individual chips. But these ones are looking good as well too. And then once we fry these, we're going to go ahead and fry our plantain. And the reason why I'm frying this early is because I want this to cool, because it's a cold salsa. So we don't want the plantain to add it hot to send the salsa off or anything of that nature. So these are looking great. Just let these fry a few more minutes. I'm just going to check the temperature of my oil now and see where my oil is at. Let's just see, because generally, because I added so many things, the oil would have dropped a bit. And so what you have to do when you're on the stove, you have to have a thermometer. You can also purchase one you can attach to the actual pot as well. And that way you can always monitor, and you just have to control the temperature here with your knob. This would be like your thermostat, so to speak. So we're going to go ahead now and pull these out. These are great. These are nice and crispy. I'm going to put them right here. Those look beautiful. Closer. And again, I will hit this as well too with the Calypso salt, just to give it that wonderful flavor. So again, I have the salt here. I'm just going to hit this now with this Calypso salt. Sprinkle that right on top of here. Oh, that's lovely. So that's beautiful. So now what we're going to do is, let's just check our temperature here again. Turn this on. It's important to have it on actually. And let's see where we are. And I'm going to go ahead and to start frying my plantain. So let's just fry the plantain now. So we're going to drop this here, right in here. And be careful, you don't want this oil to splatter on you. So be very careful, this is very hot oil. And once I add it to my oil, I immediately move them around, because I don't want the plantain to stick together. So I immediately move this around in the pot here. So I'm just moving this all around in here. And allow this to fry until it's golden brown. Okay, great, so that's looking great. So that's frying beautifully. So we allow this to fry until it's golden brown. Once this is fried, I'm going to put it onto my serving platter here, and then I'm going to bring it over, let it cool, and I'm going to start now to work on the avocado salsa, which I can't wait. And then our dish is finished. We have our chips, and we'll also have our fried plantain to go into it, and it's going to taste absolutely stunning and amazing. Okay, so my fries, as we did, pretty much all nice and finished. And what I normally do to keep moisture from getting to them, I just take a piece of paper towel and put in the bottom. Let's just put another smaller, let's just fold this a little neater. Put this right in here. And then we now will take our fries and assemble our fries nicely in this bowl for our salsa later. So these look beautiful. Oh, let's just taste one of these. These are so lovely. That tastes really good. So just add that right there. And that's ready. And now we're gonna just pop this in the sink. And we're gonna make now our avocado salsa. I'm gonna just remove my plantain from the oil that's been frying here still. So I'm taking this out of the oil and allowing this now to drain beautifully. And I can't wait. This is actually going to be for dinner. It's kind of cooking late tonight, but okay, let's pop this off. So that's our plantain. I will allow this to cool now. And while that cools, we're going to work now on our salsa and get this salsa all nice and ready. So I'm going to show you now how to make this avocado salsa, and of course we add plantain, so the avocado and plantain salsa. I'm going to show you how to make this now. So of course I'm going to start first with my avocado, and basically to cut an avocado we tend to cut it like this, and then we cut all the way around. Take it and we twist it. Take the heel of your knife and then you turn this and pop the seed out. I'm now going to take the avocado, slice it in half, because I'm going to take the skin off. So what we do now is we're just going to take the skin, I'm just going to peel it all off. These are nice and soft. So just peel this off. So that's coming off nicely. Peel this one off as well too. And peel this off. Take our knife. I'm just going to get like maybe slice in 3. We're going to dice this. And we're going to put everything into this bowl here. And this is going to be for the avocado. Let's just dice this up very swiftly. And make sure you try to get good, nice, even dices. So it's beautiful. Just get rid of this. So you want it to be all nice and beautiful. And this last one out. Just take this piece out. And this last one. Slice this across. What we're going to do now is just to clean off our knife and our cutting board. So just clean this all off. Our hands as well too. And now let's just work on the other things. So what we're going to add to that now is some red onion. So again, as I showed before, we make some horizontal cuts across. Not all the way through. I left a core in. We make some vertical cuts. I don't want this to be too large. And I think with this, because it's I might not need a whole red onion. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to cut this across now. So we cut this across. Add this to the avocado. That's beautiful. So we add all this into here. Now that's lovely. Just get rid of this. Then we're going to get now the red yellow bell pepper. I don't need all of it really, so I'm just going to take a piece off. Put this other piece back. Just take a bit of this fillet out. And then what we do now is we're just going to stir this up a bit. Get it nice and even. Let's now just dice this. This will be a small dice. So we're just going to a nice small dice to this salsa. Just slice right across. So we cut it into strips first, and then we cut it into nice dice afterwards. So this now goes right in there. And now we take the red bell pepper. And we're going to do, actually with this red bell pepper, yeah, we do the same thing. I just want to take off a piece. I'll probably take off 2 pieces of this. Save that for something else. Just want to take a little bit of this out. This is a membrane, the internal membrane. I just take that out so I get a really nice dice. And we're just going to squirt this off a bit. Do the same thing to this one as well. And now let's just dice this here now. Again, the same size as the yellow bell pepper. Everything is small dice. So we're going to go right across with this as well too. So far we have the avocado in. We have the red onion in. And then we're putting in the red and yellow bell peppers. So that's the red pepper. Just add that into the bowl as well. And then here now I want to put in the jalapeno. So just take this, and then we're just going to cut this all the way down. And we're going to take the seeds out. So I'm just going to take this container and just kind of cut and take out these seeds. Sometimes when I'm making a nice mayonnaise dressing, I use these actual seeds and everything. But in this case, we don't need them for what we're doing. So we're just going to remove these seeds. Good. Have that all removed. Let's dispose of that. And let's now dice this. So now we're going to dice these up. Again, these will be small dice. These are the green jalapeno peppers. This is going to add another level of flavor to this dish. So I can't wait to have this for dinner actually, because I'm actually starving. I haven't really eaten all day. I've been pretty busy all day. But now I'm looking forward to having a nice dinner. So that's good. Now we add that right in there. And this salad, I highly advise you make this nice and fresh. It's a lot tastier that way as well too. So the last thing we're going to add, I have a bit of a tomato. I'm just going to take out a bit of these seeds. Just take that out. Same thing here as well too. We're going to add this tomato right in there. So you always reseed the tomato. You don't want to season it. And then we're going to cut this across now. Same small dice as well. All the way across. Good. Just get all of it. And add this now to our bowl. Then, of course, to this, we're going to add now our basil. And what we normally do with basil is we take the leaves and we stack them. And I'm going to cut what's called a chiffonade cut, which is into shredded. And it's called chiffonade. When you're dealing with leafy vegetables like spinach, basil, you call this a chiffonade cut. So I'm just going to take just a few more, not too many more. Cilantro for sure I'm going to be using a lot of. I love cilantro. I love basil too, but cilantro is my favorite. Now we're going to cut this now into a chiffonade cut all the way through, all the way across. We're going to add this now to that. And then of course I'm going to take some cilantro because I love cilantro, and I probably will use all of this cilantro because I love cilantro. You ball this all up and then you just chop it all the way across. Just a quick little rough chop. That's beautiful. And we're going to get this all now right in here. Right inside there. What we're going to do now is we now want to take our lime now and add our lime to the avocado. So take this lime, cut this in half, and I think it would probably take all two. It's nice to have a good lime fragrance in there. Let's just take a bowl. We're going to squeeze. Again, you can take a tongs and push the lime right in here like this and squeeze all this liquid out. That's the way to squeeze a lime if you don't have a lime squeezer. So just use your tongs, or you can use a fork as well too. This tongs is a little long, but you can get a shorter tongs to use. Just add this, just squeeze this all the way across. This is the last one here now. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead now and add the, let's clean this board off. We're going to go ahead now and add these other things here. We're going to add a bit of this cumin powder. So just take a bit of this out. That's going to add a really lovely level of flavor. And of course some coriander. Just kind of add like a little Indian touch to it. That's beautiful. Some salt. And some pepper, black pepper. I'm going to take a bit of olive oil now. Add to it. Just a bit. And of course we can taste it. I'm going to add a little bit of the lime juice. And I will taste it as well. Put it right here. And let's now stir this. Let's now go ahead and we're going to add our plantain that we had fried earlier. So we add a plantain right in here. And let's now go ahead and stir this all up. It looks absolutely delicious. So delicious. I'm just going to stir this all up. And I had, you know, it's really important to have avocado that's ripe, not overly ripe, but the creaminess of the avocado is just amazing. And I think with this, I'm going to add a little bit more oil. That should be good. And of course, why not? Let's just add a remainder of the lime juice. And just stir this all up. Oh, that looks so beautiful. And of course, we have to taste it. That's the main thing. The tasting is the main thing. Just push the spoon in there and see what it needs. A bit more salt. It's really good. Put a bit more cumin powder. A bit more coriander powder. A bit more salt. But it's really good. It is so tasty. What I'm gonna do, when I finish, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'll let it chill for a bit. And I'm gonna have it with these chips tonight. It's gonna be so amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one last taste. That is outstanding. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm gonna now go ahead and taste the two of these together. But this is absolutely wonderful. It tastes so good. Wow, so there you have it, the avocado and plantain salsa. I'm now gonna go ahead and taste a bit of it on the plantain chip. Remember, I put a bit of the Calypso salt on it. You just put a bit of this right on here. Oh wow. Let's just taste this here. Avocado is so creamy. I love the lime juice inside of it. I can taste the cilantro. It's just such a stunning salad. Oh, it's lovely. And the chips are amazing. This is lovely. I'm gonna have a really great dinner tonight. So, if you've enjoyed this video with the plantain avocado salsa, please click like, subscribe, and please ring the bell so you can be notified of the next video. Again, I'm John Hazzard. Thanks for watching, and for me, it's all about food.